Boop. Okay. So far, so good. So far, so good. So far, so good. Nothing's crashed. Make sure I submit my taxes there. Post that thingy. I see somebody else sent a message in Discord. I gotta read that really quick. In general. Ah, okay. Yeah, I caught the little bit of Emerald stream as well. I'm actually still lurking over there right now. Boop, boop, boop. All right. Hello, Nathan. How's it going, by the way? It's good to see you. Thank you for submitting your taxes, and congrats on grabbing first. Appreciate you, dude. How's your stream today, by the way? I did, like I said, I caught a little bit of it. I didn't get to catch a ton, but I saw that you're playing some hardcore. It looked like a lot of fun. King, I messed up badly. What did you do? What did you do? I'm doing a $400 giveaway stream probably tomorrow. Oh boy. Is that intentional, or is that the part you messed up on? Because that is a lot of money. Is this one of those cases where you meant for it to be a $40 giveaway stream, and instead it ended up being 400? Because sometimes that happens. I pressed the extra 0 a little bit too often, actually. Dude, went really well, thanks. Best one so far. That's good, that's good. Streaming in those early days, it's all about learning the new skills and making everything a little bit better than the last one, tweaking things and all that. And you're doing a good job at it, at least from just the one that I saw. Like I said, I was lurking. I would have actually said hello had it not been for the fact that I've been out all day today. And then I was going out again. But I was out to go see the doctors, which that was a whole experience. And then I came back home, got a little bit of work done, not much, but I was lurking your stream during that, trying to sort out some of the doctor's stuff because they prescribed a new medication and I'm not really thrilled about it. So I was kind of researching the meds and seeing if it was something I even wanted to bother with or if I would rather just not get on it. And then, before I knew it, my mom was like, "Can somebody go pick up the food?" I'm like, I guess I'll do it. None of the other drivers in the house want to go, so I'll take care of it. And then I came back home, ate, and then came back up here, went through a couple of my DMs, and I'm not exactly the most thrilled with what I saw in my DMs, so I'm considering like tightening that down a lot more, because people are just not pleasant sometimes, I guess, and that's okay. But I'm not gonna let that, I don't want that to hurt everybody else's opportunities to just DM me, but at the same time, it's kind of like, this is the third time somebody's done that to me. I don't really want that. I don't know, I'll think about it. Lithium batteries, welcome on in. Hello, hello, how are you doing? It's all good. Sounds like a busy day. It wasn't terrible, but it was a little busy, yeah. If I did my math right, we won't actually be streaming too long. We only have to, if the math is correct, we should only have to fish like 339 more times and we'll get our next Mending book. The thing is, that could easily be incorrect. You know, that's not how statistics work. It's not guaranteed to happen. but it's definitely possible. So we'll have to wait and see. It was, but I didn't realize how many people would want to win this, but they're upset. My plan was to spin the wheel of usernames and people want it to be skill-based. A giveaway is not skill-based. I'm sorry, it never was. And I know a lot of people think it is, but giveaways are where you are giving away money. Not usually a competition, but rather a participation prize. You participate, you get the prize. There's not like a winning prize or anything. That's not... They can't be upset about that. They all have the same chance. That's on them if they're upset. They didn't pay anything into it to get money. So I don't think they're owed you changing how that, changing how that is run. Someone sent feet pics? No, it was worse than that. Well, that makes it sound like it's in that vein. It wasn't in that vein at all. It's a little... It's not something I can talk about on the internet on most platforms because they don't really like talking about that stuff. Darker, though. Much, much darker, not good stuff. 65 stream streak. W, Nathan. Congrats on that. GG's. What shaders? Hello, Kaio. These are the complimentary reimagined shaders. My personal favorite. And then I have it paired with Voxy. Right now, Voxy does not, or complimentary does not does not run with Voxy. They don't play nice, but it is a thing nonetheless. I'm giving away $400 of product. Oh, I see. Okay. Bluebird site DMs. I'll have to check that after stream. I haven't been on there in a little bit. I kind of log on there just to kind of briefly overview things, see if I've been pinged, and then I report whatever bot tagged me in their crypto scam. And then I usually just kind of log back off. I'm never happy when I get on that site. I'm not happy when I get on really any site anymore. Which sounds like really depressing. It's not meant to be, but it sounds that way. Hey Jelly, welcome on in. How are you doing? Good to see you. It low-key pertains to how I messed up really bad for some context. Oh, what's in the DMs? Your DMs? Yeah. The DMs that I've got that I'm not a fan of, those are not in that same vein, thankfully. This is... Well, I shouldn't say thankfully. What I've got is... It's just not fun to deal with. I would have been more content just not knowing what happened, rather than now knowing what happened to this person. That's as clear as I can be about that right now. Doing great. Have a lot of schoolwork going on right now, and I'm using Minecraft as an excuse to procrastinate. I love Minecraft as an excuse. I can respect that. I can definitely respect that. Also, good luck on the school. School's busy this time of year, so hopefully that all goes well. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of procrastination, as long as it's intentional, you know? That's my theory to it, anyway. Thank you, I have 2 weeks left. Okay, okay. Nice, nice. I'm sorry, I gotta take off my socks. The dogs are coming out, guys. Yeah. It's a little, it is a little hot. 2 weeks left, though. That's good. That would put you at mid-April, I guess. A week into April. Not too bad. Gets you right there before it gets too hot. You'll be out of school again. Can enjoy a nice little break. That depends on where you're at. I should say that. It depends on where you're at. In Florida, it gets hot before April, but mid-April it starts to turn up the heat a little bit. I think I know what / who it is. I mean, you might know what it is, but I doubt you would know who. Maybe you do. I don't know. I'd be a little bit shocked. It's a college classes, but I still have to finish out my teaching high school job. Oh boy. Ooh, wow, lag spikes. So is that what you're getting into, if you don't mind me asking? Is that like teaching, is that kind of where you're the field, I guess? Is that the term you use there, profession? Is that what you're getting into? I know a lot of people who get into teaching, and I got mad respect for anybody who can put up with it. I could not. I don't think I could ever do it. I've got patience, but I don't got that much. Teachers don't get paid enough to deal with the kids that I see out there nowadays. I'd be threatening to quit every weekend, I think. Why did I bring this? Saddles, right. Yes, yes. We'll put like a one, yeah. Boop. I'm getting my master's in English teaching. Oh, okay. That's cool. That's really cool. You would not like my English probably, but you're off the clock, so you don't gotta worry about it. Does it bother you, like, on the internet, for example, when people like have really bad grammar? I'm always curious about that when people get into like English and English teachers. I know on the internet there's two types of people. There's the people who care about grammar and the ones who say it's the internet, nobody cares about grammar. And I'm always curious what English teachers think about that. I would imagine probably more often than not, you probably just learn to not care. But I don't know. I work at a Title I school, so the behaviors are wild. Oh. I see. Hi, Nikita. Welcome on in. Thank you for submitting your taxes. I appreciate it. Nikita, Nathan. I'm not a stickler for others, but am for my own. That's fair. I can respect that. I tend to be the same. Generally speaking, I'm not super into grammar anyway. I try to be correct when I know what's correct. But I don't always know all the little details of it. Sometimes my commas are a little misplaced, probably. But I'm very big on there, and they are, and all the yours. Oh. That's cool. I see. I see, spicy. Okay. W. I think. Bum. One of my kids got pew-pewed in the leg, and another has an ankle monitor. If that tells you anything about what I have to deal with, oh boy. That sounds okay, wait. You'll never have a boring day, at least. That's something positive to say about the working environment, right? Huh. The idea what I have to do is I'll be lurking for a couple minutes. Got some stuff to finish before heading upstairs. All right, sounds good, Nikita. Thank you for the lurk. I appreciate ya. Good luck with whatever you're up to. I'm her favorite. She got hello. She ignored me. Everybody just ignore Nathan. This would have been a really quick stream had that been Mending. I am low-key, guys. I'm kind of debating the second we get Mending, just unplugging the computer and walking away. Because we're... 591 minus 5980. We're only 270 casts theoretically from the next book. Like, it could be over very quickly. Or it might not be. But I am very much debating. You know what? I didn't change the title or anything for the Twitch stream, did I? I didn't change any of that. I forget to do this more often than I care to admit. Sure. Fishy time. That's the official notification there. It's fine. It's fine. It doesn't really matter, I don't think. Oof. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Oh, hey Nathan. Yeah. We can say hello to Nathan, I guess. Fine. How is everybody doing today though? You're doing a green? I am. I want all of my gear to have mending from fishing before I ever touch a villager. I've gotten weak at a couple points and I've considered possibly changing my rule a little bit. But I got my first mending book and I can feel my second one coming up soon. It's around the corner. I don't know what I'm gonna put it on yet. I'm debating between armor or a weapon, like the sword or something, because both of those have a lot of value to me. A fully enchanted sword would be nice because the looting on it, but also when we get the XP farm built, Sweeping Edge would be really nice. You play in Minecraft Bedrock? Not right now. I usually only play Minecraft Java Edition, but I used to play Bedrock. Hello, Lewis? Good? Glad to hear it. I'm glad. Oh. What convenient timing for that, Spicy. I was attacked by bots tonight. 2 on Twitch selling viewers and 1 on YouTube selling art. Oh, I'm sorry. Luckily, so for Twitch, what I do for that is I take their message that they spam, and I just add it to the auto mod filter, so it usually gets caught. That's usually how I deal with them. But it sucks. It sucks how often they show up. You're officially a streamer, honestly though. Yeah, that's like a badge right there. You're doing something right when the bots show up. What do you think about Technoblade? Technoblade was an absolute legend. Really cool dude. I'm bummed out that I'll not get to meet him. But he was an awesome guy. Really funny. How are you? You recognized me? Rud Racer? Your name sounds very familiar. I usually remember conversations better than I remember names. I'll be 100% honest there. But I think I remember you. I'm doing well. How are you doing? I'm pretty tired, if I'm 100% honest. But I'm hanging in. I caught both Twitch ones. That's good. That's really good. Okay. I'm glad that at least if you didn't feel like it, you wouldn't have to go in there and remove the message. You could just let them set because Twitch will catch them. But it's also nice to just get rid of them too. I'm fine. That's good. I'm glad to hear it. Oh. That's a tough thing to keep a secret, I suppose. Spicy. Hi. What do you got? I don't really need any of this, I don't think. I have access to all that. Bye-bye. Okay. We got leather, boys. What do you think is better, Roblox or Minecraft? Minecraft. I'm a huge fan of Minecraft. Technically, you could probably make more stuff in Roblox, but I mean, for me, Minecraft has a lot more value inherently, whereas Roblox relies on a lot of user-generated content in order to be a big game. And a lot of the games that are inside of Roblox, I find are, I'm gonna use the word predatory. They're very predatory, especially in marketing towards younger audiences to get them to spend more money. And it's a place where a lot of people hang out to do bad things. If you want the Discord, it is right there. My user for Java is Bedrock. Nice. I don't have an invite option. I'm on Java, and I'm also playing a solo survival world. But if one day we bring back King SMP, which I would like to, then you are more than welcome to join. It would be a good time. I do want to bring that back. I kind of talked about it briefly on the Discord earlier today with, well, I guess it was yesterday. I think it was technically today. Because somebody was asking about it. It's just expensive, is honestly the only reason I can state on why we haven't brought it back. To do it right, it would cost about $7,200. To do it the cheap way, which is the absolute bare minimum I'd be willing to go for it to start with, it would be about $2,000. But that's putting a lot of things at risk. That's assuming nothing goes wrong and we don't have like a catastrophic failure within the first 3 months or whatever. Which would really suck to lose world progress in that, because you'd be dropping a NAS, which is just a backup system, and then it would be dropping a UPS for the first month as well, so that you don't run into issues with that. He was awesome. I'm collecting all the first editions of Welcome to Demon School Aruma-kun in his honor. His favorite anime. That's awesome. I don't know much about anime, if you couldn't tell. I want to eventually like actually spend time and try to figure out if I like any animes. I want to try, give it an honest shot. But I really do struggle finding the time, at least the time that I'm willing to spend on it. Roblox is too much and it's very itchy. Yeah. I'm inclined to agree. It's when I played it the one time, everybody kept saying you're playing the wrong game or you're not, you need to play this one game, and it's kind of like I don't want to sit there and go through each and every game until I find one that I like. And I don't want... I also feel weird because I know there's a whole bunch of 8-year-olds playing it, and they're talking through the chat. I would never talk on chat in Roblox, because there is no world where a 22-year-old man should be communicating virtually with an 8-year-old. I might have a really harsh opinion and stance on that, but with Minecraft, there's at least a corporation that will hold people responsible for that. And you know, I'm kind of like, Roblox's CEO hasn't really condemned anything. In fact, he's kind of made things worse, in my opinion, and that's just where I really can't support Roblox for that. If you guys like Roblox, there's nothing wrong with you guys liking it. It's just, for me personally, I would have a guilty conscience supporting the game. But I don't hold any ill will to other people playing it. You're the only guy I got. Hey, you know what? I'll take it. Tell her I appreciate that. That Discord message got spammed. I see on my screen. Yeah, I don't know why it tripled up, but it did. By the way, I'm only allowed to play on my PC on the weekend of Friday. That's cool. Weekends of Fridays aren't too bad. School's important, I'm assuming that's probably why. You know, my parents I was homeschooled, so life is a little bit different for me than a lot of people. But my parents, that was kind of the case, was on the weekends, we were allowed to kind of do more on TV and video games and stuff, especially when we were younger. But during the weekdays, you know, we would spend a good amount of time learning. We would go outside, we would help with the gardening, and we were that kind of homeschool family where there's a lot of it wasn't a ton of extracurricular stuff, but it felt like there was when I was a kid, at least. As we got older, we kind of slimmed it back a little bit because the world was a different place than when I was first being raised. The world's changed a lot over the course of 21 years. What are your thoughts on the new slime mob? I think it'll be interesting to see how people who know Redstone will use it. Will be good for mini games, not so much for single player survival. I can see that. Yeah, I'm interested to see it. Like Nathan said, I'm not sure what it'll do for survival, and I actually filled out a survey for the Minecraft Live, because they were asking us about our opinions on the show and what they could do better. And so I basically just flat out told them I don't see how I should be using the now I can't think of what else to call it, Nathan. The sulfur cube. I don't know how to use the sulfur cube in single player. Like, I could probably do like a cool puzzle, but for me, what good is that gonna do other than just being cool for content? I don't know. But I've seen a lot of people on Twitter have some pretty cool ideas. Somebody said you should be able to put TNT in it, and it would have the effect of a TNT duplication machine. Because right now you have to build flying machines. I was gonna call them slime machines, which I don't know why we haven't started calling them that. That's actually kind of nice. Just call it what it is. I can't say that. That YouTube would be mad. I can't say that. What I would also like to see is if you put like a redstone block inside of the sulfur cube, it would possibly be able to activate redstone dust around it, so you could at least use it in that context as well. I wonder what will happen if it eats a block and you split it. Or if you even can. That's a good question. That's a really good question. I don't know. That would be really interesting to see, because if that's an official way of duplication, at least with, like, you could do dragon eggs, for example. What would happen if you put a dragon egg inside of it? This is something I need to try. My webcam is going to be on for the stream probably tomorrow, and Liv is telling me not to shave the beard. The beard is going. So you don't like the beard, and she does. That's an interesting dynamic. Every woman I've ever talked to, whenever I've asked them their opinion on my facial hair, they've always told me to shave it. As you can tell, it needs a little bit of a shave right now. But, there's no woman to tell me no right now, so it's just growing. I need to cut it. I don't like having facial hair, really, to be entirely honest. But it is... I'm a little lazy, if I'm just being 100% real right now. Riptide 3, dang it. Can I ask one thing? Yep, you can ask any question you would like, and I'll tell you if I don't want to answer it. What in the... You jumped out of... Okay. There are 5 people watching on YouTube. Nice. That's cool. I appreciate you guys for watching, genuinely. If you guys weren't watching, I'd just be talking to the void, and that would be pretty sad, wouldn't it? Block duplicator, egg duplicator, not looks good live. Thank you. I hardly can see it. If I got closer, you'd see it. I mean, you can kind of see it down here, especially. I don't like it. I like trimming it and just keeping it like stubble, essentially. I don't like a smooth face, but I do like having just a little bit there. The benefit of that also is that my face isn't super itchy afterwards. Because then I'm just miserable. She hates how it tells. But she likes the look. She thinks the blonde needs to go. It's staying for at least till my next hair cycle. Fair enough. Welcome back, Nikita. Hello. Same here, just shave with clippers and leave a slight stubble. Yeah. Nathan knows where it's at. Nathan knows. I need to get some new clippers, actually. My old one finally died. It's a little bit of a disappointment, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't used a razor in many years. I used a razor last year, and I didn't end up getting cut. I actually ended up cutting my... I gotta be careful how I say this, because the AI algorithms are gonna catch it and read it weird. The the blade caught my skin and pulled it with the actual electric. I have an electric razor as well, and that one for some reason ended up breaking my skin once. It was not supposed to. That's the whole point of those things. It's got like that foil on the edge of it so that you don't end up being cut, and it didn't like it at all. For me, smooth constantly is ideal. That's fair. I can respect that. I work outside during the summer. I don't shave, so I can feel if a tick is on me. Ooh, that's smart. That is smart. I have thankfully not had to deal with ticks very often. I've been around them, but I've never actually had one on me. Thankfully. IHOP, hello, Coral. Welcome on in. Thank you for spending your taxes. I appreciate it. Jellyfish, thank you for spending your taxes as well. Got full named, I'm sorry. I guess I left off the crochet part, but it's okay. I hop, you hop, we hop. No, bruh. Unpopular opinion, but IHOP has gone downhill. Waffle House is infinitely better. Oh, I agree 100%. Sadly, I live in a place where there are no Waffle Houses, and it makes me so sad. But anytime we're traveling, if there's a Waffle House along the route and we're not with my mom, which is a rare opportunity, then we usually find a Waffle House to stop at. My mom doesn't particularly care for them too much, but I could foresee us probably twisting her arm a little bit. We could probably get in there. IHOP isn't bad, but there's only a couple of things I like there. Weirdly enough, I like their chicken. IHOP chicken is actually pretty good. So I get their chicken and waffles, and then I eat them separate, but their chicken is like peak, surprisingly. I'm also a big waffle guy, so that definitely helps as well. I love a good waffle. Waffles and hash browns is peak. Oh, yes. You're making me hungry. I ate before stream. I don't need to be, like, thinking about food. We'll take that one and combine them here. Boop. I guess we're out of room in that barrel. There. We have so much stuff, guys. It's kind of crazy. Their breakfast stuff just sucks. I can kind of agree there. I don't like their pancakes. Weirdly enough, at IHOP, their pancakes kind of suck. You know, the International House of Pancakes. And they're kind of subpar. But you know what? It's an okay one. I just kind of wish that they had more options for their waffles. Like a good chocolate waffle. That's all I want. Like I know I'm kind of a little bit probably what people would call a glutton. Chocolate, peanut butter, anything of those two in a breakfast food is beautiful. And I'm finding more and more places do not offer these to me. And it makes me very sad. Makes me very, very sad. Sadly, I live in a place where we don't have IHOPs or Waffle Houses. I'm sorry, Nikita. A Waffle House in your place would be kind of concerning, I won't lie. Like, it would make so much sense other than the fact that I think our Waffle House waffles are not... I feel like they're not European approved. Probably not. Probably not. Their breakfast stuff just sucks. Do you like Poppy Playtime? I played Poppy Playtime Part 1, and I thought it was fun. It was good. I haven't played any of the other parts yet, but I do want to get around to it at some point, I think. Guess I can just walk down... Oh, that's Antwerp? Or any bigger city and get a Belgian waffle anywhere. Does that count? I mean, maybe. Possibly. Is it a thing in, like, Belgium? Where, like, could you just walk to somebody's house and ask them for a waffle and they have it? Is it kind of like the British and their tea? I don't think the British would ever give me tea if I asked. I feel like they're probably not very nice. But I know if I asked the Canadian if I could have some syrup, they probably would say yeah. Canadians are super polite. Dude, Liv is just eating ice. It's a nice thing for her to be addicted to, because I can't get her to even drink water. I'm not gonna tell her what ice is made of. Oh, that's funny. Crunching ice is so fun, though. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Like, it hurts my teeth. I'm not gonna lie, I have very sensitive teeth. But, a nice little crunch on the ice. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. All you need to experience Waffle House at some point. It's a quintessential Southern experience. Exactly. That and maybe take him to, like... I don't know, maybe we could hit a Cracker Barrel as well. Not because, like, that's a big experience, but it's got a little bit of culture to it. Although they've kind of gone downhill, too. Although, one place that you definitely need to hit if you're ever in the South is you need to find a Buc-ee's. It's a huge gas station, but you're just gonna have to trust me, guys. Find a Buc-ee. It's worth going out of your way for. The chocolate peanut butter ice cream at Baskin Robbins. Oh, you're speaking my language, Jelly. I don't actually know if I wanted where I want to go if I wanted a waffle. Not sure who sells them. Guess you'll have to make them yourself. I need to get a waffle maker. Honestly, I found more often than not, I'm not happy when I go out to eat anywhere because I feel like they're always missing something. My burgers are hardly ever seasoned. They usually overcook it. I ask for it for medium. It comes out medium well. Which is like a minor inconvenience to me, but I digress. French fries need to be salted a little bit more. My sweet tea is never sweet enough. It's kind of like, I could do a better job at home and it would be cheaper too. So I'm kind of debating possibly just developing a hermit lifestyle. I'm going to get married, settle down, and I'm just going to make sure that I'm the cook for everything. I'll let my wife go out into the workforce if I have to. I will take care of the house, but we will have a very good meal every single night. I don't know how to cook. You guys thought I did for a second. I just think I could probably cook better than most restaurants. At least for the price that we're paying per meal there. It's kind of crazy. It's like $18 a plate now, anywhere you go. Which is a lot for us. It used to be that, you know, $10 was like what I thought was a lot. Now it's kind of jumping up to 20. I'm kind of scared. You know, something else you guys need to do if you're ever in the South, find a Sonny's Barbecue. They've got some pretty good sweet barbecue there, and it's a little different, but it's good stuff. Oh my goodness, is that good stuff. Highly recommend a beef brisket sandwich. Really good. Definitely not European approved. I don't eat them, me neither. Bad Belgian behavior. crazy. Oh, Canada, ice crunching is a sign of anemia. Wait, is it? wait, is it? The chicken and dumplings? My mom likes their chicken and dumplings. I've never been a huge fan of them. Although, on rare occasion, I can kind of get behind it. I understand it sometimes. I'm a little bit of a dumpling snob though. In Belgium, you stay away from people's houses. We don't like people. We are friendly, but please only come over when invited. Gotcha. So you're kind of like Americans in that regard, except you actually are friendly. Here in America, you gotta be careful about who you go visit. Because, like, yes, there are a lot of us who are friendly, but I find more often than not the culture here is that we do not want you at our house. At least where I'm at. To have somebody over at your house is kind of a rarity unless they're like an older group of people. Sometimes they're kind of more of like, yeah, come over sometime and we'll fix you up something. And that's fine. But generally speaking, the consensus is we'll go out and we'll go eat somewhere together. And then we'll part ways, because it's a lot easier, because you don't have to worry about... Because where I live, we have a long goodbye problem. A lot of places have this, but you can't get away. Like, they're always wanting to talk. And then you say, well, I really got to get going. And they're like, well, before you go, I really need to tell you this one thing. You see, my granddaughter's daughter, sister... They're half-sisters, actually. Her dog got put down, but before her dog got put down, they were talking to the vet about the vet's sister who went to the doctor for I can't say that, some sort of surgical procedure. Usually it's TMI. And then it's kind of like, okay, what did that have to do with anything? But then that spawns a whole new conversation, and I'm kind of questioning why I'm still here. I'm like, I just want to go. I really just want to go. See, Swiftu, you could walk out of the house, but they'll follow you out of the house sometimes. Because they want to walk you to your car, and they want to, like, make sure that you have a proper goodbye. And, oh my goodness, like, it's fine. It's fine. They're just being friendly, but, oh, it's rough. It's so rough. Buc-ee's is the best. Heck yeah. Buc-ee's is so clean. So, thank you for spending your taxes. The hotel I had was in had Mickey waffles. Ooh, nice. There's something different about Disney World food. I can't explain it. It's just, it is genuinely magical. W, that's so perfect. And if you ever see a Jack's in the South, make sure to try Jack's. I'm gonna have to add that to my list, because I do not remember Jack's. Love stew and dumplings. Beef stew and dumplings is the best. Beef stew and dumplings. I've never had that before, but that sounds wonderful. That sounds absolutely wonderful. We don't want you at our house unless we invite you. I'm in the South and we love visitors. That's fair. I'm in what... I can't say the exact state, but I'm in the North-South. I'm north. Wow, north. I'm north, guys. I'm north. But the area is... It's got a heavy Southern influence, and it's very interesting given the history of where I live. I won't go a whole conversation about that, but it was very interesting learning about this state's history. Saying goodbye in this house is a nightmare. Sometimes you have to walk out of the house. I never knew my grandma had southern roots. We walk you to the door, say goodbye, and talk to you for another hour. Then we walk you to your car, and when you're in the car, we talk to you for another hour. Exactly. How about that part? Try Busy Bees. I went to a Busy Bees, which is like a knockoff Buc-ee's. Television's in the bathroom. That sounds amazing. You know, that sounds like peak goals for when I'm an adult. I say when I'm an adult. I am an adult. But whenever I actually have my own house, I should get TVs for the bathrooms, and you could play a video game on them. Like, I'll make it so that you can... I don't know. I don't know what I'll do exactly, but... I mean, all the TVs are smart TVs nowadays. So, what's stopping me from just hooking up a... What's stopping me from hooking up, like, a smart TV in there? I mean, like, I would like it to be able to play video games is the thing. So what if we have it hooked up to, like, the computers? To, like Bluetooth, Chromecast or something, okay? Hear me out, guys. I'm cooking here. Then you go play your game 24/7. Practically, because there's a TV at every turn. At that point, why not just, like, have a VR headset? I don't know, but listen, I'm a practical guy. I want everybody to have equal playtime if they want. Your camera's upside down. Yeah, I do that sometimes. I vow. North. Maybe American dumplings aren't the same as ours. I'll Google it. The same. You never had beef stew and dumplings? No, we have like chicken and dumplings, but we don't. I've never had beef stew and dumplings. That's not the. I don't know if that's a common thing, but it's not something I've ever seen actually. It sounds wonderful. I've had beef stew. I love a good vegetable beef. Oh my goodness, that is lovely. My mom makes a really good vegetable beef stew, but she doesn't make it very often. Baked beans, oh my goodness, that's another thing my mom does really well. My mom has never made a bad meal in her life, I'm pretty sure. But, you know, that's a whole other thing, I suppose. Just looked at pictures, don't think I've ever had that either. That's the same. Hear me out, get one of those racing rigs. Oh, and then like put a toilet inside of it. We're talking Swiftu. I like it. Baked beans on toast. I could see that working. I've never had beans on toast. We need to add that to the cooking stream list. That's what we need to do. I think beans on toast might be amongst the first things we make. I apologize for the ads, by the way, guys. How much fishing are we doing here? We're about 100 away from the next mending book, theoretically. Also, I need to plug in my phone. Give me like 2 seconds. Alright. My Lego set is randomly missing 2 pieces, or I lost them. What you can do, if I'm not mistaken, is you can contact Lego, and they should be able to replace them for you. It's kind of iffy sometimes on whether or not they want to, but they're supposed to. So long as you have proof of purchase, and say like, hey, I was building this set, and I'm missing some pieces. They're usually gracious enough that they'll send it, and sometimes they even send you a little extra stuff. I've known some people who, they've emailed Lego, and they're like, hey, I'm missing, like, this piece, and this piece, and sometimes they'll get, like, a cool minifigure with it. So it's worth a shot. Who knows? can also buy very specific blocks. That's true, yes. I do know there are some people out there who have designed their own Lego sets, and they'll buy all the parts individually, which is actually, like, it's not terribly expensive unless you're buying some of the really rare parts. Like, there was a guy that I used to watch that was building, this is a little niche, I guess, but Star Wars, the Clone Wars, the Mandalore city thing. He was doing like a huge mock for that, and it was really, really cool. But there was a certain brick type that he needed, and he was having trouble because of how expensive it was. I felt bad for him, but it was like he needed a ton of the translucent blue blocks, but he needed only very specific kinds. So he couldn't get like the really good, well, I say good. There were like, if you go to a Lego store, you can also get the pick-a-brick bags. Those are really cool. It's like a flat rate. You fill up the bag with the brick, you're good. But online, some of the sources that he went to, it kind of sucked. He also made his own minifigures, like he would paint them and stuff. That was so cool. I'm jealous of people's artistic abilities sometimes, because I just don't have it. I don't know, I guess it's not something my family would make. Don't want to build a set for Lego ideas, do it. There's some softwares out there that you can kind of do that with too. So if you ever kind of go, man, I don't have the Lego bricks for this, you can do it in the software, and then after you do that, you'll know what bricks you need to order, and then you could kind of pitch it physically as well. Beef stew made in the slow cooker for a few hours. Homemade dumplings put in for the last 10 to 15. Delicious. That sounds lovely. Definitely have to try that. It takes longer than an hour. My mom doesn't care to even look at the recipe most of the time. Oh no. That's fair. I kind of respect it. I definitely respect that. You get so much stuff for designing a Lego set, and even if you don't get it made into a set, exactly. Part of it is also like the bragging rights. You get to say like, I have my own Lego set that does not exist anywhere else. Like, that's all me. If it gets 10,000 supporters but not made into a set, you get to choose up to $500 in Lego sets, and if you get it to 10K and is made into a set, you get 1% of the total earnings from your set, 10 copies of your set, and bragging rights. That is awesome. 1% of total earnings is kind of crazy. Because, like, that's... I mean, that assuming it even just gets $1 million in sales, that's kind of hefty. Now, that assumes that you make a set, it sells enough to get $1 million in revenue, which most sets that get produced, I imagine, probably do get close to that at minimum. Unless it's just that small of one that it's like a cheap little... I say cheap. There's no such thing as cheap Lego anymore. But the cheaper stuff costs like $30, you know? Plus 10 copies of the set is pretty cool, too. I used to be so into Lego, but it was so expensive. I wish it was not nearly as expensive as it was. Otherwise, I probably would have kept up with it a little bit more. Okay. It is time to empty my inventory. We got fish. We got fish. Fish. Some of this. Oh. Guys, I don't even think we need to worry about crafting name tags. I've got plenty of them. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad we can craft them, but it's not going to change anything for me, I don't think. Oh. I meant to put that in there. Alright. Am I seeing instruments in your background? You are indeed. I have a guitar right there. You can actually see it right there, but it's also in the mirror. And then even further back, which is also in the mirror, but it's actually closer to me. It's right there. But that is my electric guitar back there. I also have a keyboard stand. I've been using that to muffle the sounds of my 3D printer at night whenever I do print. It's kind of a rarity right now, but I'm building a shelf out of plastic, which sounds kind of dumb now that I'm saying it out loud, but I'm doing that so that I have a place to set a whole bunch of stuff. Because I've got random things all over my desk, and I miss having desk space. Like, I've got a mic that I don't use right now. I've got various guitar picks. I've got knives and a fidget spinner. If I could clear off half of this stuff. Oh, I've got a kazoo here too. This is an instrument. Kazoos are pretty cool. These ones aren't great. I don't mind it, but there are some nicer kazoos out there. I also thought about designing my own Disney World rides or anything to go in the parks, like a daily series on TikTok or something, with the goal of Disney noticing me and inviting me to the Imagineering HQ. That could be cool. I think you should try that. At the very least, you know, it could be fun. Even just coming up with the concepts. It would be cool if you would even look at it and do like a whole expansion at some point. So like, say, starting the series, you go, this is what I would do if it was a Marvel expansion at Disney World. And go through and show like what you would do for each attraction and how you would go about the technology and such. That could be really cool. And then, you know, of course, you could also expand upon other things. But I think you should 100% do that, Swift, dude. That's awesome. I play the ukulele. My hands are too small for regular guitar. My uke can be plugged into an amp, so I can make it sound like a guitar, though. That's awesome. My brother plays uke. He's pretty good, or he was. I don't know if he still plays really at all, or if he's lost any of his capabilities. But I never really got to pick it up very much. When I was taking lessons, my music teacher said anybody can play a uke, and he handed me one, and then he threw me up on stage with a bunch of kids one time, and we played Lean on Me, and I faked it till I made it. I knew a C. I could play a C chord, and I kind of knew a G because it's the same as a D on guitar, and that got me at least enough of the way through it. But yeah, the guitar, I have huge hands. Like, this is my hand right next to my face. My hands are big. I'm trying to find something that would be comparable to what most people would know. I guess like $1. Like, here's a $20 bill, right? There's my hand next to a $20 bill. My hand is taller than the bill. I don't know if that really helps anybody at all with understanding the size of my hands. But if you know who Jimi Hendrix... Jimmy... Did I say Jeremy? I think I said Jimmery. I don't know. Jimi Hendrix. I play kind of like him, where my thumb comes up over the neck, and it helps me with that top string. I abuse the fact that my body is so strange. I've also got weird flexibility, so My finger, for example, goes back 90 degrees or over that. So guitar comes very naturally in some regards there. The flexibility is already there. My hands are huge. I really wish I got into piano as well. So I'd eventually like to get maybe a used keyboard, something cheap off of like Facebook Marketplace or something. And maybe I could turn that into a series of some sort, just learning how to play piano. I think that'd be fun. I'm telling you, a Disneyland Muppet Land would be so cool. Well, if you ever do the series and you need somebody to voice act Kermit for you, I got you. I got you, dude. I love this idea. Muppet Land would be sick. We need more Muppets. Oh, the Disneyland theme, Disney Minecraft theme park. I mean, hear me out. Minecraft world, okay, guys? Hear me out. I want to learn to play piano. It's such a cool instrument. And I think the cool thing about piano is you can do this on a lot of instruments, but piano is one of those where it is actually much simpler, I would say, probably, to be able to play chords and notes at the same time. Whereas, like, on a guitar, it's a little more technical on how that actually works. So, piano is one of those I think it would be really fun to learn just because of that. I know it takes a long time to get to that point, but it's something I would love to learn eventually. I still wonder how characters would work. Like, yeah, puppets or what? I guess probably, but you could also very well just do, like, they do this for Groot, Baby Groot. You can do a Baby Groot meet and greet, and he's just like a little animatronic. You could technically do that. I think they've done, or they're talking about doing that for Baby Yoda, Grogu, whatever his name is. I think he's also an animatronic, if I'm not mistaken. And then if you do it correctly, you can actually just have somebody voicing it in a room that's like literally 2 feet away. That would probably be how I would do it. Hypermobility is great for guitar playing. No kidding. No kidding, dude. I mean, I'll tell you what, I look comfy playing guitar, guys. I can kind of lay back in my chair and kind of just noodle around on it. It's fun. AI robots. AI is the future. Scary thoughts, yeah. I don't mind it. Let me think how to organize this thought. But there are some cases where I think AI probably would do a robot better than, or AI would do a better job for some characters than others. Example being, like, for example, robots that are in the movies. For example, like Wall-E or Eve. I think those would be perfectly okay as AIs, because that's what they already were. And they only say one word. so it kind of worked. I think there's some where it would work okay as a movement. It can move around, but it's still voiced by a human being. That would work. But then there's some that I think should not be animatronics at all. And obviously everybody's got their own opinions on that, and that's fine. I get it. But I just... there's something special about there being a character and a person behind it. They can read a situation so much better than any AI can. Wall-E. We love Wall-E, dude. I want to watch Wall-E again so bad. I've been missing it. I don't know what it is, but I've got this Wall-E kit. I need more Wall-E. Can we have like a Wall-E 2? That would probably ruin it. I'm sorry. No, never mind. I take that back. We don't need Wall-E 2. It's just a little cursed. Actually, a 6-foot-tall Kermit the Frog maybe wouldn't be the worst. I think AI robots for animatronics is fine, just like the one that need to be. Like Olaf as an AI robot is great. I did see a video of NVIDIA with a walking and talking Olaf, which was interesting. That one is a little strange. It scared me. It really did scare me. But I could see how that would possibly, you wouldn't be able to ever have a person walk around as Olaf. It doesn't. But could you have it walk around and somebody voice it? I think that could work. I don't like necessarily it having just free reign, being able to generate whatever response it wants. The touch of human behind it is what makes everything so magical at Disney. If you try to lean so far into the magic that you remove all the humanity behind it, it's no longer magical. Mickey shouldn't be a robot. I 100% agree with that. Let me go ahead and clean up my inventory because we need to sleep. We skipped the last night's sleep, so phantoms will be on their way before long. Hi, bro. I'm back. Welcome back, Mindwind. Hello, hello. How are you doing? You're upside down. Hello, GK. Yes, I was upside down. Your camera's upside down. Become straight up. Upside down. Shader was so good. Thank you. These are complimentary reimagined. My favorite shader pack of all time, I think. What would be the plot of Wall-E 2? I don't know yet. Get sent to space to fight aliens. We need more alien films. I definitely think we do need more films about aliens. I don't know what it would be, though, is kind of the thing. I'm kind of sick and tired of aliens always being evil. Like, it's just assumed aliens would absolutely, totally obliterate us, and then somehow we win in a fight against aliens. Like, I can appreciate the sentiment, but if an alien gets to us before we get to them, unless they're just weakened outright by our sun or something, there's just no way that we ever beat them. Beyond that, good alien films, it kind of just ends up becoming a copy off of E.T. They have to hide the alien because he's actually good. I did like a movie. There was one movie out there called Planet 51, I believe. And it's about this human who gets trapped on a planet full of aliens. And it's kind of like a reverse E.T. scenario. And that's kind of funny. Actually a really good animated movie. Kind of niche, if I remember correctly. I don't hear very many people talk about it. Do you stream every other day? I stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Close Encounters of the Third Kind is the best alien-themed film ever. It's ancient. Sundays? We have streamed a lot of Sundays lately. I just want that to be known, okay? I have streamed a lot of Sundays. It's a little mythological at times, but it does happen. I almost canceled today, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I am a little wiped. But I didn't want to catch any, I didn't want to catch any flack for canceling. So I decided I was gonna do it anyway. Aliens successfully take over the world and kill all humans. However, they get stuck on Earth and have 20 years on Earth, and the entire thing is a comedy of aliens trying to figure out how Earth works. They keep 2 humans to learn stuff, and by the end, the aliens decide life on Earth is needed and amazing, and the 2 humans rebirth the human race. That sounds like a great idea, except you would have to make sure that those humans are not at all... There's a whole set of issues. I think you'd have to do more than 2 humans. Biology says, at least right now, the genetic pool is, it needs... On average, there's not enough genetic variety for 2 humans right now to repopulate the entire Earth. At one point in time, it may have been possible. 2 humans from each country on Earth. That would work, yes. So that could work. I would be fine with that. And then you could have a focus on 2 humans and a set of alien cast. That would be a really good movie, actually, yeah. Who would you cast in it? I'm curious who you would cast as your 2 humans. Or even a main alien. Don't say Chris Pratt or Jack Black, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. You can't pick those 2. Not because I have anything against them, but I feel like that's a cop-out for a comedy. Although I think that would be a great Chris Pratt movie, probably. Jack Black would be the perfect alien leader. Okay, he would be a great alien leader. I'll give you that. You know what? Jack Black is the alien, like, general, warlord, the alien queen, whatever. I think that would be great. You know what? I can agree with that. Jim Henson as human male. Okay. Okay. This could work. What if they're just referred to as human male the entire time as well? Like, they're stripped of their names. It's just human male. Subject number 1. Oh, I'm trying to think. If I were to write an alien movie, how would I do it? I mean, like... It's hard to be creative in that space, but there's so much that we haven't done with aliens in general. You know, it's always... There's like the same 2 or 3 plot lines. Like, aliens are on a conquest versus humans and we have to defeat them. Aliens are on a conquest against humans and we have to make peace with them. Or, random alien gets separated from home. And they need help. They have a kid, like a pre-existing kid, the humans, and she's played by McKenna Grace. Okay. Who is human and female? Emma Stone is human female. Okay, I can respect that casting. I can definitely respect that. Having a kid there actually adds like a little bit of as much as it would be a comedy movie, I think it's also in a way, it's also could add a little bit of drama and tension, and possibly thriller type of energy, where it's like this kid is also dealing with the fact that everybody she knows and loves was absolutely slaughtered. Not that I'm a fan of, like, mass human extinction events, but I think those are actually some very interesting and compelling plot lines. Neil deGrasse Tyson gets to be an alien. He is scientist alien. That's actually kind of comical. That would be funny. And actually kind of awesome. So yesterday, this is like completely unrelated. I got out of bed and I accidentally kicked my bed. And I split open my toenail. Like down the middle and off to the sides a little bit. And I did my best to kind of clean it up a little bit because it was all bent in weird shapes and it wasn't good. And I'm like finding more of it now. But I hate breaking nails. It sucks. Not to be that basic white girl, you know me here on the KingRegNog channel. Classic white girl. I've actually got pumpkin spice latte right now. Drinking it all year round. But good old toenail. I broke a nail. I keep breaking my nails. It sucks. It's like the worst. And I like Imagine Dragons. Let me tell you guys, I've kind of rediscovered a couple of older Imagine Dragons songs, and I forgot just how good it was. There was a reason they got popular. And, you know, their newer stuff I'm not a huge fan of. But their older stuff isn't that bad, and I kind of feel like we trash it for no reason. Yummy. The pumpkin spice or the toenail? I don't know. I just want to clarify this, guys. I don't eat toenails, okay? That's just where my mind went, alright? That's all I'm gonna say. I broke my thumb the other day. You did? I'm sorry to hear that. Thumbs are kind of helpful to have. Casting, that's their problem too, woke. The problem with Disney or the problem with the movie? Disney wouldn't mind that casting choice, I don't think. The issue is stories. The plot. Yeah, the plot would definitely not be a good Disney movie. It's a little dark. You'd be better off probably contacting Amazon to get that made. I would think. Amazon would be all over it because it's definitely got more mature themes to it. Dude, I'm talking about Disney movies as a whole right now. Okay, they have bad plots. It's generic. That's my issue with a lot of Disney plots. Very, very, very generic. Just with a new skin put over top of it, you know? For this point was a very easy point. Oh boy. I'm curious where this is going. This is the plot of Toy Story. Woody, Tom Hanks, a good-hearted cowboy doll who belongs to a young boy named Andy. John Morris sees his position as Andy's favorite toy jeopardized when his parents buy him a Buzz Lightyear Tim Allen action figure. Even worse, the arrogant Buzz thinks he's a real spaceman on a mission to return to his home planet. When Andy's family move to a new house, Woody and Buzz must escape the clutches of maladjusted neighbor Sid Phillips, Eric Von Detten, and reunite with their boy. Okay. I'm curious where this is about to go. That's actually kind of... I mean, like, it's kind of accurate. Kind of an accurate representation, but also... Woody was not the good guy in that film. I just want to say. Jealousy was crazy there. This is the plot of the 2025 movie from Pixar, Elio. Elio is a 2025 Pixar animated sci-fi adventure about an imaginative, lonely 11-year-old boy who feels out of place on Earth and longs for connection. After being abducted by aliens, he is mistakenly identified as the ambassador and leader of Earth to a vast intergalactic organization known as the Communiverse. Too complex? I was actually going to say it's almost not complex enough. Like, the whole plot revolves around one person, and, well, just briefly reading it. I didn't watch Elio, so I don't know if it was a good movie or not. But it revolves around one person on one goal. Toy Story's plot line evolved over the course of the movie. They didn't, like, start out being left behind or anything. It started with setting up the movie and saying, like, here's Woody, and here's all the toys, and then here's Buzz. And then it naturally just progressed. It didn't, like, the adventure wasn't forced upon them. It was sort of that their own character flaws drove them into that point of the story where they ended up at SIDS and they learned to like each other and get along. That's what Toy Story does really, really well. Or at least what it did well. I don't know if I would say the third movie necessarily did it great, but character flaws make a better plot point than a forced adventure in a lot of regard. Now, there are some cases where that's not necessarily true, but I find more often than not that's where a lot of our stories come from that we know and love today. You know, for example, okay, let's pick a Marvel movie. Iron Man, the first Iron Man movie. You might go, no, he was put in that cave by force, but it was because of his own arrogance that Tony Stark even went out there, showcased these weapon tests, his own arrogance that led him to that very point, and his character traits of him being smart got him out of it. But then his arrogance of continuing to play hero, his arrogance and his lack of self-regard, you know, he was perfectly content just thinking he was invincible. Led him all the way up to eventually realizing that he was ignoring the enemy at this entire time. And it's what makes Tony Stark probably one of the greatest characters that we've had in cinematic history. That he was a character full of flaws, and that usually got him into the messes he was in. You know, it got him into the mess of what Age of Ultron became, the second Avengers film, and to an extent kind of led us up to the events of the ending of the Infinity Saga. A lot of movies these days, I feel like they tend to rely on insert bad thing happening here, and character is flawless and just kind of works through it. Now, there have been some exceptions to that. For example, Inside Out, wonderful movie, actually, because it shows how one emotion is actually kind of negative to some degree. Having too much of one emotion can be... you can't be happy all the time. Just like you can't be sad all the time. You can't be angry all the time. Because if you let that one emotion carry you through your entire life, you will not... you will not be who you truly are, I guess, is what I'm trying to say there. And in the first movie, you know, it takes Riley through this adventure of moving and trying to set up this new place where she's never been, and meeting new friends and all these other things. And so the main character gets put in this new situation out of her own control, and the characters are flawed within that, and that works wonderfully. Well, not in that sense. The idea is that the plot itself has bad themes. Toy Story has a nice theme of toys and how children play with them and forget about them, and friendship is much more, but that is a simple idea. Elio has the plot of an alien abduction, representing isolation, loss of a parent, empathy, and self-discovery. I think the problem with a lot of Disney movies is what they were doing before worked great. Their movies were doing great, then they changed how they make movies, and things in their movies do bad. Don't fix it if it isn't broken. That's fair. I think a lot of that also just has to do with the quick turnaround on movies. They're expected to make a movie and then immediately turn around and make the second one if it did well. And they're expected to have 4 follow-up movies if it does well before the movie's even done. So a lot of movies aren't even completed by the time it's actually being released, is, you know, because it's supposed to all set up the next movie. I think some of that is actually caused by the success of movies like Star Wars and Marvel and even DC at this point. People want long stories that cover wider ranges of time. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with that kind of story. I think I just barely reset my phantom clock on there, so that's nice. But, you know, there's a lot of wash, rinse, repeat in Hollywood because of that. You have a base for a lot of stories. A lot of writers take a base, and then they say, what about this, but in space, for example? So what would Beauty and the Beast look like if it was in space? Actually wouldn't be a terrible movie, except people would immediately realize what Beauty and the Beast in space looks like. But let's just start with that, okay? So we could do... this would just be a weird movie. It would have to be framed as a comedy. So let's change up the tone from being about just straight up about good values and how true beauty is based on who you are as a person, not what you look like. Okay, let's shift away from that and go into a more comedic style, because it's kind of silly for somebody to fall in love with an alien. It's kind of strange, let's be honest. But you can do a lot of funny things with that. So let's shift the tone a little bit. So it's no longer just Beauty and the Beast in space, but it's Beauty and the Beast in space if it was a comedy. And let's make it a shorter movie, hour and a half maybe. Because a comedy that's longer than an hour and a half, it starts to lose its charm. You can only laugh so much. That's just the truth. Well then let's shift up some of the characters. So instead of it being about a girl who, I mean, like let's just face the reality of this. The whole situation is absurd. Like, it reeks of Stockholm syndrome. Falling in love with your captor. I don't know if that's a lesson we want to teach our kids anyway, but the heart of the lesson isn't that. But let's shift from, is this a replay? No, it's not. You're just saying a lot of crazy things that aren't true, so I'm waiting for something valuable to read. Hi, Placeface. It's not, no. Yay Fishing, hello, loves, welcome on in. Also, the writers, actor strikes, yes. If you wanted to make like a really good movie, actually, though, that's not a bad system. It's just I feel like because of the reiteration time, movies aren't being given enough time between release and sequel that they can write a good story and then animate it. I've been glad to hear that there's been a lot of delays. It's partially why Incredibles 2 got delayed so long, because they were writing it and trying to find the right story to tell, and I think they still picked the wrong story to tell. I think they got rough, to be honest. I think Disney probably started saying, hey, we're not going to keep spending money on you guys if you're not going to make the movie. And, what? Okay. I think that movie kind of sucked, if I'm honest. Like, I like Incredibles 1. Fantastic movie. I mean, you know, like, let's analyze that for a second. A family that doesn't fit in not because they don't necessarily... They are humans, and everybody thinks they're human, but they can't just be superheroes, you know? They can't be out in the open about who exactly they are. That's a very relatable story for a lot of people. A ton of people feel like they can't be exactly who they are outside of their house. Whether that be based on what they believe, who they feel like they are, or whatever. And I think that's a really unique storytelling point, and using superheroes as that storytelling background is really cool. And they built up the lore perfectly behind it, of why superheroes were banned and why that forces the Parr family to hide their superpowers. But then it brings you into the darker reality of somebody trying to bring back superheroes in a way that actually would be terrible. I mean, it would cause a lot of people to get hurt, all in the name of just trying to make somebody look good. And Syndrome was one of those characters. I think he was, as crazy as he was and as cheesy as a character as he was in a lot of regards, I felt like he was well done because when he was kind of right in a lot of regards. You know, he just wanted to help. He kept getting brushed off. And what do you do when your hero fails you? What do you do with that? What are you supposed to do? And then the idea of making everybody super, so therefore nobody is, you know. What do you do when nobody's special? Like, he's kind of a menacing villain in this fact that, like, off screen, he has killed hundreds of superheroes with his Omnidroids. Like, that's a crazy thing just to think about for a second. They don't show it, but it's very heavily implied that he's pretty well eliminated all of the superheroes, or just about all of them. Incredibles 3 is either going to suck or be the best movie ever. I just hope Incredibles 3 isn't a twist villain, because I'd say 1 and 2 are basically both twist villains. That's fair. Yeah, I think they really should have done Incredibles 2 as a continuation. Have the Underminer be the villain. That whole chase scene at the beginning of Incredibles 2, it was a cool thing, but it should have been more central to the movie, in my opinion. It's the Underminer. I think it should have gone back to the day, back when, back to the glory days for a little bit, and show a couple of scenes from then, and then skip back to the future or the current day. Placeface, I'm going to read at my own pace. If you have a problem with that, I would encourage you to go find a different streamer.
Why not villager for mending? Sato, I am just doing mending. That's kind of my preference right now. I'm trying to play slow. And so what that looks like for me is fish, fish some more, and then fish again. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot slower than getting everything immediately, but I've been playing on this world for a long time, and it's been a lot of fun. You know, I've built some things. I've got a big build back there. You can kind of see it. But I've got that. I've got diamond tools. I've not been to the Nether yet, but it's been a lot of fun playing this slow. I think everybody should try it sometime. Incredible 1 movie. Lore scared my pants. Meta Man. Project Tech Civilization. How could I? How horror. If you're one of the superheroes on Operation Chronos. Yeah, I mean, instant death. Instant death. That is not. No. Okay. Incredibles 3 should be a prequel. That would be interesting. I would be curious to see. Yeah, I mean, they never covered, like. Is it ever said, like, how the heroes get their powers? Like, is it just that they're all born with them? I don't know if they ever really covered that. Additionally, I would be interested to see, like, more of how these heroes met and, like, some of the details that led up to it. You know, for example, Mr. Incredible and Elastigirl. Just having a movie about those two working together, trying to keep the city safe. That would be really cool. Hello, Deacon. Welcome on in. Hello, hello. I will say that's one thing Disney does not have over DreamWorks. DreamWorks is not scared to punch you in the gut. Disney doesn't have the guts to kill off somebody. I remember watching How to Train Your Dragon. Love those movies so much. How to Train Your Dragon 1 was like the movie I would watch all the time. I mean, I probably watched it once a week, every week for a few years. Dreamed about going and finding dragons all the time as a kid. And then the second movie came out. And I think I finally experienced my first dose of depression. You know, that movie was a mix of emotions. You know, there was so many good things that happened in the movie, but there was a lot of terrible things that happened as well. You know, watching some of your favorite characters, well, in that case, there was only one favorite character that died. But, like, it hit like a gut punch. You know? And Disney doesn't really do that. Like, they don't build up characters for them to die later. They usually kill them off right in the beginning. Like a parent or something. But they very, 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 very rarely ever kill a character that's established. Dude, how did you watch How to Train Your Dragon in real life? How to Train Your Dragon was a movie that was worth being a live action one. I've not watched the live action. Do I need to? Was it good? I watched the animated ones growing up. I also read the books. What movie? How to Train Your Dragon 1, 2, and 3. Live action is a masterpiece. You can leave PlaySpace. You're good to go if you need to go. Live action is a masterpiece. I haven't seen the animated ones. Oh, dude, they're so good. I don't know what is all in the first live action one, but I highly recommend checking out the animated ones. They're really good. Reading the books, nerd. My parents used to, like, it wasn't that they made me read, but they highly encouraged it. And my sister would take us to the library to go pick out books and such. And one day I ran into the How to Train Your Dragon books and I started reading them, and they're nothing like the movies. Just like there's a very basic line there, like some of the character names stay the same. The plot lines are roughly the same at certain points, but it's kind of not. Like the second movie shares a lot of similarities with the last book, as well as the third movie sharing some similarities with the last book, especially the ending. But it was you know, for example, the Night Fury was not Toothless was not a Night Fury in the book. He was just a normal dragon. Like, in fact, he was a very tiny dragon. Not at all meant to, like, be that special. Whereas in the movies, Toothless is the rarest dragon of all. The, what was the term? The unholy offspring of lightning and death itself. That was not Toothless in the books. But I think that was ultimately probably a good change. I think the movies are better than this. But there's a lot of plot lines that they borrow from the movies, or from the book, to add into the movies later on. It's pretty cool. Hello, bye. See you play space. Hope you have fun with whatever you're up to. I'll have to add that to my list though, Swiftu. I will definitely add that list. Watch the live action How to Train Your Dragon. Hello, Emmy. Welcome on in. It is I, indeed, a reg. Hello, Poe. Hello, hello. Fishing indeed. We are fishing. We're trying to get Mending. We'll see how long it takes. We will see how long it takes. How goes the fishing? Unfortunately, it is taking a little longer than I'd like it to. We are officially, I believe, past... Yep. We are a little over past due for our Mending book. So anytime, any second now, guys, we will get our Mending. I'll be here for long because I have to work on my movies for my channel. Nice. That's a-okay, dude. X catches Mending, by the way. Okay, gotcha. Here we go. Mending. It's gonna be Mending, boys. Trust me. I also read, there was a couple of other books that I used to read. I read a Star Wars book called, I think it was just called Boba Fett, or something like that. But it was a book about Boba Fett as a child. Post, Star Wars Episode 2. It was really, really cool. And I remember watching that, or reading that, sorry. And, Boba Fett instantly became one of my favorite characters because of that. Because he just got cooler and cooler, and it explained a lot about how he grew up. It was very dark, but it was cool. And then there was, I used to read all of the comics that came through the library related to Star Wars. I didn't get into the Marvel stuff for a while there. But Star Wars, I was all over, all the time. Reg and chat, what flavors would you like to see in cupcake form? Peanut butter. Peanut butter and chocolate. Oh my goodness, that'd be great. I know I'm that guy, but those are great. Could you imagine I meant the next book? Of course. Of course the next book. And I wrong again, blue raspberry. Ooh, that would be good. Yes. You read? Or I used to. I used to read. Not so much anymore. I don't have as much time. And I don't want to say it's my attention span. I don't know what happened between now and childhood, but at some point in time, I lost my ability to sit still and actually like, get into a book. And I'm sad about that. I am a little bit sad. Thought of the peanut butter and chocolate this morning. Oh, it's just that good of an idea. Blue raspberry, I'll figure out how to do that. That would be really good, actually. Even just as an icing, that would be really good. I can imagine it. I like pumpkin spice. Pumpkin spice cupcakes are really good, or muffins even. I know it's more of a seasonal item, but just throwing it out there. Me and the white girls, we like our pumpkin spice. I'm just saying. Cinnamon, anything with cinnamon in it. Cinnamon, yeah, just. A good old cookies and cream cupcake, that's kind of good. Now, like, I would do a cookies and cream frosting, probably. And then just a chocolate cupcake. Or you could do a cream frosting and then a chocolate cupcake. I don't know. Trying to get back into baking. I made apple cider spice cupcake. Was a hit with the young adults at church. Oh, I bet. That sounds lovely. That sounds actually really good. I need to get into baking at some point. It's something I would like to do. I'm telling you guys, okay? I said it earlier this stream. I'm saying it a second time. That means it's important, okay? Anytime something is said twice, anywhere, it's very important. I would be very content learning how to cook and bake, and then just finding myself a wife who wants to go work. And I will make sure we have a great meal at home every time she comes home. It'll be great. I don't know. I know I can cook better than a restaurant. I genuinely feel that way about it. I hate how much we spend at restaurants for how low quality the food comes out. And, you know, I'm tempted to say I can do better. I will happily make whatever coffee she wants, however she wants it, so long as we don't give our money to Starbucks. You know, like I like Starbucks. I'm as guilty as the next guy, but we'll buy the machines, we'll buy the supplies, we'll make the coffee at home. You'll have your frothy frou-frou iced caramel mocha. I will make it for you, okay? I'll make it for myself. I'll make it for all the daughters and sons that I have. All 20 of them or whatever. I don't know. 20's a lot. 20's a lot. Maybe not 20. Oh, but coffee's expensive. That's like where a lot of people spend so much money, and it's just, it hurts me when I spend that much money, and I know it hurts other people when they spend that much money. And I mean, I'm guilty of it. I've gone out with people before and gotten Starbucks, and like, when it's $5 a drink, I don't like it. I don't like it. To do a marbled vanilla chocolate cupcake. Ooh, cookies and cream. That sounds lovely. You've got the right ideas. You've got the right ideas. Greg, stay at home, dad vibes. I could rock it, I think. I really hope whatever it is that I have is either curable or at least very treatable so that I can deal with it. I guess I mentioned this earlier. I was prescribed like some sort of it's basically ibuprofen, but it's not ibuprofen. It starts with an N, and I can't remember what it's called. For those of you who are in the medical field, you may have liked to have heard that, but it's basically, yes, thank you, naproxen sodium. I don't need that. I could have just taken ibuprofen just fine. My doctor was trying to help, but I didn't really want a inflammation reducer. It's not, you know, if my issue is inflammation, I would like to understand where the inflammation is coming from so that we can look into things that treat that better than just generalized inflammation. Because, you know, sometimes there's a reason that that's happening. But he was trying to circumnavigate the problem of trying to get in to see a specialist who doesn't want anything to do with us for whatever reason. So I can respect the effort that he put in. I witnessed a lot of HIPAA violations that visit. I just want to say that. It was quite the time. It was quite the time indeed. But if we can figure out whatever's wrong with me, then I would love to just be a stay-at-home dad. That would be so cool. Like, a lot of people make fun of that idea. Because it's all, like, culturally speaking, it's still kind of, like, it's seen as, I guess, probably, it's not that it's not appropriate for the man to stay at home, but if anybody's gonna do it, it's more appropriate for the woman. And I get where people are coming from to a certain degree. It's expected either she works and you work at the same time, or she does not work and you do. And, you know, I get it where they're coming from. But if she really wants to work, and we have kids, it's cheaper for one of us to stay home anyway. And if she wants to, like genuinely, fully wants to, I will be supportive of that. I'll stay home with the kids. And as so long as my joints cooperate, we're going to have a great time. We're going to build forts. We're going to go out in the backyard and do some stupid things. And it's going to be a good time. We're going to wrestle. Because that's what I grew up doing. You know, my siblings also, you know, we took care of each other a lot. But we did a lot of wrestling. We did a lot of stupid things out in the backyard. And we turned out pretty good. I had a stay-at-home mom. And my dad, you know, he's been home a lot more. His job allows him to, which is very unique. It means he does take off at weird times, and it means he can't go off and vacation with us all the time. But he does get to see us a lot more than other dads get to see their kids. So I'm lucky. I'm very lucky. Frothy ice drinks, my barista brain doesn't compute. Yeah, I know those don't usually go together very often. After I had said it. I mean, you could do it. It just does. It's a completely different. You shouldn't, is kind of the thing. You want to froth a warm drink, I would say. But you could froth the milk and then put the frothy milk into an icy drink. It just... I don't know what possessed me to say that, I guess. I've gotten to the point where I don't like coffees or anything from Starbucks. I very much prefer my small town coffee shops. That's fair. I don't mind going really anywhere to get it. Dunkin' Donuts actually has some pretty good coffee. We don't have a good coffee shop near me that's small. If we did, I could definitely see myself going, being that white girl that everybody knows I am. Conceal it, don't feel it, or conceal it, don't feel it, don't let it show. But they're all gonna know. I'm gonna let it. It's white girl time. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. Anyway. That all said, I have joked about this extensively. My thought process here, guys, if I ever get a dog, we're gonna have to use that to my advantage. It's gonna be a tool for my charisma. I don't know if studies show this or not, but here's my thought process. I've got a guitar. I've got a good gig bag. I can bring that with me. We'll go to a coffee shop with my dog and my guitar. I'll sit there, I'll drink a little bit, I'll play the guitar a little bit. And I'll be that guy, okay? And if anybody could have... I suddenly have aura there, okay? I suddenly have aura. Because there's something special about a guy who has the guts to play a guitar publicly. But studies show that women like a guy who can play guitar. Rhett and Link told me. And I feel like the dog adds extra to it, especially if he's a well-behaved dog. People will come up, ask, can I pet your dog? And it's like, yeah, and do you want me to play a song? Like, what songs do you know? And I'll try to play it. And then you can show off your skill. And I don't know if that would attract the women that I want, but it may attract women. And, you know, that's at least something that can be said, right? I feel like that should... Maybe it doesn't. Candy, thank you for the candy. I appreciate you, dude. Hello, young one. Haven't seen you around here much. Only a few of you had brain damage from the stupid cow. No kidding. Some of us do have some brain damage. Me only knowing it because I tried it for my fibromyalgia. Fibro. I'm just gonna go with fibro. I know how to say it. I just get tongue-tied. Fibromyalgia. There we go. Fibromyalgia. I just can't say it. I suck. Hello, young one. Haven't seen you around much. Dude, don't get a dog. Get a cat. Cats are always better. I like cats. The problem is I can't take them in. I refuse to be that guy. I don't mind people taking their cats around. I know a lot of people love to take their cats around. I just can't foresee myself being that guy. Cats are an inside creature. Dogs, on the other hand, like, I want to be able to take long walks. I want to be able to play. I specifically am looking at, if I ever got one, it would be a golden retriever. Reason being, they're very smart dogs, very gentle. Cats, there's a lot of different kinds of temperaments to them. And, like, dogs have that too. But, I want an animal I know will be good with kids. Because my nieces and nephews, not that a cat would ever bite down on them. A dog might. But I want an animal that's not going to make the kids feel like they're not welcome or anything, you know. I want them to be able to interact with it, and that's pretty important, I guess. Cats actually heal your bones, and we know your bones need all the help they can get. That's crazy. You're not wrong. I don't think it resets, but I could be wrong. 6-7 Nathan, I'm going to corrupt all your Minecraft worlds. Fibro works. That's not what I've seen. Okay, I gotcha. Sweet. I'm just chilling and listening, but I had to react to that point 67. Fair. I get it. Same, except I don't have 17. Cats teach your kids to actually be normal. What? What kind of trauma do you have about dogs? I'm really curious. This sounds like something that's like deeply ingrained into you, and I'm really sorry. Dog people aren't normal. Oh no, I forgot that. Oh no. What? They still see it? I'll see what? I'll see what? I'll see what? The message? Oh. What did you say? I have to open up the other thing. Oh boy. Oh, dogs do that too. Dogs will tell you when you're being too much. Cats do too. Cats definitely do. But you know, I believe in parents parenting their kids. That's all I'm gonna say about that. If you require a cat to tell your kids that maybe you should back off, maybe you're not doing your job. You know, maybe that's too much of me to say. Maybe I'm being too harsh. I'm sorry if that offended any parent, but do your best. That's all I ask. That's all society asks, is that you do. But actually do your best, please. I can't count on parents doing their job now, so I have a cat and let it do it for them when the kids screw up. That's fair. And I mean, I'm not opposed to my wife getting a cat. I'm not opposed to cats at all. I just think my personality suits a dog a little bit better. Especially because it encourages me to actually get up and move a little bit more. As much as I don't like getting up and moving, and as much as it is very hard some days, being forced to do it definitely is good for me still. Teachers also aren't going to parent your kids, or at least shouldn't have to. Exactly. Teachers, I feel bad for. Today's day and age, like, I can imagine it's a lot. Upside down camera. If somebody wants to, they could turn me upside down. Reg is also golden, to be fair. Oh, I 100% am. I don't disagree with that. Also, cats are like the least removed from their pet from their nature until you get to wolf dogs. So most cats, even indoor ones, will absolutely take the chance to go outside on their blood. Most cats don't like people. I want an animal that's gonna. I don't know. I'm not about trying to track down my cat because it ran off or anything like that. I want an animal that loves me. Gotta go if I'm about to die. Alright, sounds good. Emmy, thank you for spending your taxes, by the way. Appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your night, and we'll catch you again. You want a pet who stands being leashed? I want a pet that I don't even necessarily have to leash. If you do a good job with your dog, you can actually not require it on the leash. But I also don't want a pet that's feral. I've had cats that chase around children for no reason. That cat, I'm not saying it deserved it, but occasionally he would claw at my feet while I was asleep. And I'm not saying I did anything, but that cat got a walloping once. Like, I'm not ashamed to say it, because he attacked me in my sleep. Okay, mind you, I was asleep. The cat may have accidentally been kicked. And he deserved it, okay? That's just nature working its course. You don't attack a sleeping human child. Just watching him fly across the room. It didn't hurt him, okay? I just want to be clear. It did not hurt the cat. He was just fine. But he deserved it. He was a turd. And I did feel bad. But he deserved it. My old cat would not eat when I was on vacation. If that's not love, I don't know what is. I had a cat, yeah. My cat, when he got really old, he had anxiety, though. I'm pretty sure. Hello, Owen. Welcome on in. He wouldn't eat if my dad wasn't really there until my dad was gone for so long that he had no choice but to eat. And then he wouldn't drink water unless it was cold. Like ice cube cold. He would only eat if you were standing in the room with him. And then he eventually reached a point where he was... That could have been really bad. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine, chat. It's fine. It's fine. Don't make a baby. Just stay apart, okay? Just don't touch lips. What was I saying? I was talking about my old cat, right? He got to the point where he was so old that he was having trouble seeing at certain points, and he would howl and, like, do some sort of echolocation. You didn't eat the candy I redeemed, King? I did. Here's the wrapper. It's right here. I ate it. I promise. Gonna be short on YouTube tomorrow. Right. And sleep. But that cat, he loves. I will say that. But I've also seen plenty of cats that want nothing to do with you. And you know, I like an animal that is a little more predictable. I feel like cats prey on my downfall. Dogs, they don't bite the hand that feeds them. Cats have no issue eating your corpse. A dog probably would not eat your corpse. Cats feel more human to me. Crazy. I mean, that's fair. It's a fair enough opinion. Dogs also have no issue. I mean, I've seen plenty of cases where they have had issue, but I mean, I'm sure there's exceptions to that rule, just like there are cats. I saw him eat it back when you guys did watch times. I watched That's My Boy yesterday. I don't know what that movie is. Is it a good one? Was it good? And again, I just want an animal that, like, I can actually take around with me. Like, I know you could take a cat outside, but I can't trust other pet owners all the time for their dog to be okay around cats. And that's... I don't want to have to mess with that part of it. The other part is, I don't think you've ever raised a cat though, so I don't know if you have the experiences I've had. I mean, I've had 2 cats. My sister had a cat. I had him during the first 4 years of his life, and he was a little demon. Oh my gosh, hate that guy. Still a demon. He still chomps down on my feet every time I visit. So I don't like him. He's a jerk. But I had an older cat. He came in as a stray. We saved that guy's. He loved us. Absolutely loved us. And we loved him. He was a good cat. But I've also had a dog. And you know, he was mostly good around kids, because he grew up around them. But as he got older, he got a little more cranky. And admittedly, as kids, we probably didn't give him space. Like you were saying earlier, if you get into a cat's personal space and it doesn't like it, it'll let you know. My dog was a similar way. He chomped down on my finger once. I deserved it. I will fully admit that. I didn't let him just be. I insisted that I was going to get down there and pet him while he was asleep in his bed. And then that was the day I found out there was a rule that we do not touch the dog when he is in his bed. Which, you know what? Good rule. It's a very good rule. Dog gets his own personal bubble, we get ours. I helped my mom raise my old cat from when he was a kitten, and then helped my sister raise her dog. 15 now, that's fair. Good film, Adam Sandler. I need to watch more Adam Sandler movies. I want to get through... I've been on an Andrew Garfield kick, but I've been having trouble getting access to the movies that he's in, because they're all on the streaming services I don't have. So... I'm trying to, like, plan out when I'm gonna get each one and find the movies on there and all that. Dogs are like lovable 3-year-olds. They never grow past 3 nor out of that stage of adoration of you. Yeah. The nice thing is that they don't act like a 3-year-old in the sense of, like, they're not overtly messy. Unless you raise them poorly. Then they can be brats. Oh my gosh. Nothing annoys me more than a bratty dog. And I don't like it when people treat their pets like humans. And I'm gonna catch some hate for that, I think. But respectfully speaking, I don't want your dog sitting on my table. Like, a human could do it. Fine, I guess. But your dog is not, it does not have anything between its butt and the table. I don't really want that. I don't love... This is where the line gets drawn, I think. The people who parent their dogs like they're babies and put them in, like, strollers or carry them in handbags. I'm sorry, you're part of the problem. You're just part of the problem, and that's that. There's no way around it. Now, if you have, like, a tiny little puppy or kitten, and it's not safe for it to walk around because people might miss it and accidentally, like, step on it, or because of another animal that might cause an issue, that I can be okay with. But, like, respectfully, your Chihuahua is a devil. Don't baby it. Let it learn the hard way. Dr. Casey, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. And I'm not advocating, I just want to really quickly mention here, I'm not advocating that anybody needs harmed to learn a lesson. But I'm sorry, Chihuahuas are the worst breed of dog out there. It's up there with the pug. I think pugs are just animal cruelty. But that's a whole other conversation. Hello, Water Ghost, welcome on in. Cats are like 8-year-olds, kinda not want to be around you half the time, even if they hate it when you leave. But at least they'll leave the house to go poop on their own accord. That's fair. That's fair. Although, see, this is what I don't like about cats. Cleaning up after them. Like, I get it. Dogs you have to take out and make sure that they go. But a dog needs to be walked in. So, there's that. But a cat, like, my cat was so picky, he would not use a covered litter box. And then he required 2 litter boxes because he used one to pee in and the other to poop in. And Like, I get it. I'm picky too about how I use the bathroom and where I use it. I get it. But it took up a lot of space. It took up a lot of kitty litter. And then he was super picky. He was picky about a lot of things. And I mean, I get it. I'm preferenced too. But I don't remember my dog being that way. The worst thing about my dog was he was a dachshund. So he was a really tiny dog. And so when we would have a really bad snow, it was hard to get him to go outside because it was too cold. So we would just put him out there on the porch and he would kind of just shiver a little bit. Poor guy. And he wouldn't leave the porch even. He would just kind of do his business right there. And then we would pick him up and take him back inside. But that was when he got older. When he was younger, he would kind of run around in it still. Or try to. A lot of cat breeds kind of like being able to go around with you. That's more just cats have a size limit at Maine Coons. Oh my goodness. Those are great cats. They're so big and fluffy. Like I said, I'm not against cats. I think, especially depending on where I'm at with health, a golden retriever would help. Cats aren't gonna... I mean, maybe I'm wrong on this. I'm sure there are cats who can help with some of this stuff. But golden retrievers are classically just easier to train to do this. Like bringing you stuff. Or pressing buttons for you. And I've already made up my mind. Like, if I get one, I'm going to teach it at home. All those skills. Just in case if it ever happens that I do need some amount of help around the house. It's already been trained. I don't gotta pay for somebody else to go mess with that. And it'll be good. I've loved every golden retriever I've ever met. They get the best hug. Oh my goodness. Have you guys... I don't know if you guys have ever walked up to like a service dog. I've had the pleasure of having 3 that I've met. And like when the owner is just being fine, they're just doing whatever they're doing, eating or something, sometimes they'll walk up to me and they'll just rest their head on my lap. Oh my goodness. It is the most adorable thing ever, and it's so nice. It's very comforting. I just got off a place where I was standing for 2 hours and I got sunburned. Oof, I'm sorry, Water Ghost. Hopefully the sunburn clears up soon and doesn't give you too much pain. Sunburns suck. Also, 2 hours of standing is crazy, dude. Hopefully you won't be too sore tomorrow. I think we caught one and the rest was from the other stuff. Throw those in there. This is our saddle box. And then over here is the books. Okay. I don't quite understand what I'm doing right. We have an 18-year-old cat and he's still running around like he is 4. Oh my goodness, that is insane. I'm doing great. I used to have a border collie, whatever you're meant to spell it. It passed April of 2024 at the age of 21. Every time I've had an animal, they always seem to live a long time. That is a long time. A dog that lives up to 20 years old and cats in 18s, that's a long time. Good love and good care. That's the secret. I mean, obviously, that doesn't always guarantee it, but it definitely goes a long way. Border Collies are good dogs, too. Got a Siamese cat with dog body, dog software. Beagles are the best dogs, any smaller, and it's too mean any bigger, and it will kill me when it jumps on me. That's fair. That is fair. Siamese are good, yes. That was actually my my old cat that we adopted as a stray. He kind of showed up on our back porch, but he was a long-hair Siamese. That cat shed so much fur all the time. all year round. Very vocal, very, very vocal, but he loved my dad. He picked out his person was my dad. My dad didn't even want the cat. My dad was allergic to cats, but the cat picked him. And so anytime that I would go down there, the cat would be like pressed up on my dad's chest, right up here, staring him down in his face. He was a very cuddly cat at times, but he also was a very don't touch me cat. He wanted to come to you. If you went to him, forget it. He would never like you, ever, ever, ever. But if you would let him walk up to you, then he would learn to like you. That's what we always told our guests. It bothered my sister though, because my sister wanted the cat to like her, and so he never did. But he would walk up to the kids and let them give him a couple of head pats, and then he would be done. He had some sort of nerve issue, so if he touched his back, he would kind of like his muscles would kind of like have a spasm almost. It was kind of weird to watch. So we just didn't touch his back very often. But he liked being pet on the chin, like getting chin scratches. He like you said, he was like a cat body with a dog software in a lot of regards. He chased his own tail a couple of times. He was very, very similar. He didn't really play a ton. I mean, we got him when he was a lot older. It was kind of estimated that he was probably about 15 when we got him. So, pretty old cat. I've accepted the fact that I'm going to feel like a raisin tomorrow anyway. Probably going to go since I'm actually so tired right now. Have a good one, mate. All right, appreciate you, dude. Thank you very much. Hope you feel good tomorrow. And if not, I hope you feel good the day after that. Appreciate you popping in. I feel like the thing I might be doing is that I always feed dogs human meat and only feed the cats 4 types of cat food from the same brand, 3 being pouches of food and biscuits 2 times a week. Nice. That definitely helps. Real food, not like the heavily processed stuff. You know, if you just buy the cheapest stuff for your animals, it will cause issues, you know. And I know not everybody has the money to afford the really fancy stuff, you know. But even just going up a step from the cheapest stuff to the mid-tier is completely different entirely. To whatever's that, like the very dry, salty pellets. Don't ask how I know what they taste like, but I know what they taste like, okay? They're not good. Like, it's just not. It's terrible, actually. Making sure that they have fresh water as well, and that they're actually eating and drinking properly. That's where a lot of pet owners, especially active pet owners, I feel like they kind of forget sometimes. There are some that are very conscious about it, and they're like, yeah, I bring my water dish with me, I bring a bottle of water for the dog, whatever. But there's a lot of them that forget, like, hey, I'm bringing my own water, I forgot to give my dog some. Like, that's, they need to eat and drink just like you. So it's one of those things, I think, that definitely helped keeping them properly nourished all the time. Giving them just plenty of love and care, making sure they get to their checkups. You know, I think a lot of times we forget that pets are just like humans, and there's a lot of things that we can catch early if we go often. Because you'll get an idea of like, oh, their kidneys are a little, they're not doing the greatest. Maybe we should try to swap them to a new food, or we should try to investigate that a little bit more so that it doesn't cause a very expensive problem that you can't afford later down the line. You know, I say that knowing full well that we didn't always get around to that with our pets. Admittedly, we were fully expecting that cat that we had to not make it as long as he did. When we caught him, he was skin and bone. I mean, you could kind of see the ribs through his skin, and his fur was heavily matted. He had a rough life, it was clear. We took him to the vet, got him all of his shots, made sure that he was dewormed and all those things. We made sure to give him flea medicines all the time. And he was pretty good. And then the food we had for him was giving him urinary crystal problems. So that was a really bad thing. So we swapped our foods over to something that would help prevent that. And then he was fine again. And then pretty much I'm of the mind that he probably died of old age at that point. I mean, obviously we put him down, but he was having a kidney failure of some sort. And I mean, he was old. Like, he was 18, probably. And without knowing his full history, who knows what was going on, you know, he had a lot of rough years before he found us, that's for sure. And it was definitely certain that he had a home before us for a long time, because he was perfectly okay around us when he showed up on our porch. And he was house trained. I mean, he knew to use the litter box. He was looking for it when he got into the house. Like he was well trained. So somebody definitely took care of him before us. We don't know what happened though. Nobody claimed him when we found him. So eventually we just took him in ourselves. Also, my cat barely sheds. It's always a very clean cat. Even the dog is perfectly fine. The thing with the dog is that he only stopped walking the night before we put him down. He ran all the way up until his last night. That's the thing about dogs. It's kind of sudden, but you know it when it's there. My dog, he was a little dachshund. He was a good dog, but he ended up catching, I think he caught pneumonia or something like that. Something kind of like it, at least. And so my dad took him to the vet because he wasn't moving much. He was kind of lethargic. And this was actually while I was at Disney World one time. Like, the happiest place on earth. I'm not there, and the dog. While they were at the vet, he just kind of looked up at my dad, and then he rolled over, and that was it. Like, he wasn't... I mean, there wasn't time to even, like, consider options. I mean, we weren't even considering putting him down, because as far as we knew, it was just pneumonia. And according to the vets, that's just what it was, but he was an old dog anyway, again. He was probably 14, 15 years old. Not an old dog, but older. And, you know, he was a rescue when we got him. But he was a good dog. He wasn't a very active dog, though. But we knew it was coming eventually because, like, he was having trouble getting up into beds, getting up onto the couch. We would have to just pick him up in order to get him there. Poor guy. His hips were starting to bother him. There were no injuries his whole life. My parents got that dog as a life pet. And I hate to bring down the mood, but I very rarely cry. As you can imagine, a few tears will shed. Oh, absolutely. That's natural with any pet. It's just part of the when a pet becomes part of the family, which it just absolutely does. You know, it is a loss when you spend that much time of your life with a pet. You know, for example, my dog, I had him my entire life. He wasn't even my dog. I mean, he was the family's dog, but he was more so my brother's dog. But, you know, from the time I was born until the time that he died, that was a constant in my life, for example. And we had my cat for 5 or 6 years. That's enough time for you to bond with that animal, you know. Something that was around your house all the time is not there. It's strange. It's easy to shed some tears over that. And there's no shame at all. What in the world? Something moved. I don't know what moved, but something moved. I heard it. All those people who pay to have pets go get new organs when they're older than 12 or 13. Just let them go. They clearly are ready to go. Oh, absolutely. It hurts me a lot seeing some people, like... This might be a controversial opinion. I don't know. I don't know if I could reasonably put my dog through certain kinds of treatments. For example, cancer. I know somebody whose dog had cancer, and they basically said, yeah, we're gonna have to remove the whole bottom half of their mouth, like their jaw. I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. You know, I can respect that the dog is family, but that dog can't consent to that. That dog can no longer chew for itself. That dog can no longer defend itself if it ever came down to it. Like, and that dog was old. Like, you know, we're talking about a 12-year-old dog. I struggle with that a lot. There are some cases where I'm kind of like, okay, I could get it. Like, not that I would ever want this to happen, but if my dog had to have a limb, that's a tough call to make, but that one would make a lot more sense than like an organ or something more vital to its lifestyle, like a tongue and a jaw. It's just, that really sucks. And at a certain point, you look at it and you go, yeah, it is no longer benefiting the quality of life of the dog. And that you know, like humans, it's a little different. Humans, we look at it and we go, there's a chance at a life there. For example, when a human goes through an organ transplant, there's a good chance that they get many years of life after that and their quality. And the human ultimately is the one that consents to getting the organ transplant. But if you do not, a dog can't do that. A dog can't tell you, I think I would like that. And a cat can't tell you that they think they would like that. It's a tough call to make, and I get it. But also at the same time, the quality of life, I can't imagine being any good. Can always count on crying at some point during a King stream. I get a little... That's my bad, but I don't know. Pets are valuable members of family, but at the same time, that shouldn't come out as selfishness for us. And that's a tough call to make, but it's probably the right call. I don't know. My parents are not willing to get another dog as it will never feel the same. Me and my partner are thinking of getting a dog for when we have children so they can experience what I did. Happiness? Absolutely. I get that. I absolutely get that. Yeah, my parents, they're at a different reason. You know, my mom, you know, she likes to travel. And if there's nobody home to take care of the pet, then that means either she has to find a way to take it with her, or she has to pay for boarding so that somebody else can take care of it. And that just doesn't work out really well for her lifestyle. They're kind of expensive. I get that too. My dad is allergic to cats as much as I think he enjoys having a cat. Because it's somebody to take care of. He does really good taking care of people and animals. That's just something he naturally likes to do, is take care of people. And so I think that would be good for him, but I don't foresee him ever probably getting around to it. I think he enjoys probably other people's pets to a certain degree because he doesn't have to deal with them, as long as they're well trained. Hello, I'm back from Backroom. Welcome back. Hello, PlaySpace. Hello, hello. But I absolutely get it. I would probably be in a similar boat as my parents if I were in their situation. It's why I heavily contemplate if I would ever get a pet, is because of travel reasons. You know, I do want to be able to go around and go see my parents. I want to be able to go see my siblings on occasion. Because, you know, I want to be present in my nieces and nephews' lives. So that means I need to make an effort. And I don't know if my pet would always be welcome at those places, or if it would be possible to do anything with that. I think honestly, it would probably be fine. Especially if I do like what I'm trying to say is I'm gonna do, and get off the chair for 2 seconds if you're really live. Me responding to your comment isn't enough. I don't know about that one. But if I actually train my pet, I don't think it would be an issue with my parents. My sister's house is full, though, from the cat, the kids, and them. So I don't know if I could do it with them or not. Guys, I'm starting to kind of question if we need to give up on the Mending book right now. Like, don't get me wrong, I want the Mending book, but it's not happening, is it? I really want to get it. We're past due. But at the same time, statistics say it could technically be 10,000 casts before I get my next Mending book. So who knows what actually happens here. Anything was gonna happen? Dang. You never believed in me? That's crazy, Nathan. That's crazy. That enchanted book is Mending? Not yet. This one was Unbreaking 3, Sweeping Edge 3. But we might get a Mending book soon. We'll see. I'm gonna fish for probably 10 more minutes. I think that's probably count. Hey Siri, set a timer for 10 minutes. Okay. Then I have some other things I need to do. I think my friend texted me, so I need to see what he's wanting to do. And then I need to work on the video for this weekend. Hopefully we'll get the Forever World video done. Is that fishing rod enchanted? Yes, the fishing rod is fully enchanted. It's got Luck of the Sea, Lure, Mending, Unbreaking. Right? Actually, does it have Unbreaking? It does. Okay. But yeah, it's got everything. So it's a good rod. Remind me of playing a 12-hour stream. For what it's worth, the 12-hour stream was kind of planned. But now I'm just in the state where it's kind of hard to get it going. I'm trying to find a good day for it. And I'm kind of questioning if there ever will be a good day. Which means I need to just consider the option of maybe I just pick a bad day and get it done. I'm trying to peel off this toenail. I'm sorry, guys. It's kind of bugging me. Bob, welcome on in. My fishing rod on my first survival world was all enchanted, but I don't have mending. Ooh. Mending is so nice to have on the fishing rod because you never have to worry about it breaking. But it can kind of be hard to get sometimes. It's all RNG. I don't think I'm gonna get this pulled off, am I? I'm gonna have to cut that later. What about the volcano idea for the 12-hour? I definitely think that's on the list. I almost actually built the volcano today. I almost decided to do some sketching for it, but I want to get the other episode of the Forever World done first. So I'm waiting a little bit for the volcano, but that's definitely the next big build. I forgot what mending is for. Mending is where you take the experience and it repairs your tool. So I have it on my pickaxe, for example, and I have it on my fishing rod. But I'm eventually going to have it on all the tools. I'm doing it through fishing, but some people do it through villagers. I probably should have done it through villagers, in all honesty. Lesson learned, I guess. There we go, I got it off. I'm sorry, that nail was bothering. Is this hardcore? No, this is my general survival world. So, I've been playing on it. I have been playing on it for 3.87 days, and I have died 5 times. Not terrible, but not great. When you're sick and have a low voice, whisper in your best friend's ear, "I'm Batman." I sometimes occasionally lose my voice, and there's a lot of times where I do sound like Batman, so very relatable. What is that menu? This menu right here, this is the statistics menu. I have this mod called Better Stats Screen, and it is a great mod. I highly recommend it. Check it out sometime. Pretty good fabric mod. But it allows me to search up all of my stats in Java. Work for Bedrock? I don't think Bedrock has a statistics menu. That should be something that they add, though. I think that should be in the game. There's probably some sort of add-on that does it. I don't know, though. I'm kind of surprised it's not, because Bedrock has so many things that Java don't have. That's like kind of a social feature, in my opinion, is the statistics. Kind of weird. I don't know. Loves, thank you for submitting your taxes. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. I almost forgot about my taxes. It happened. Happens to the best of us. Oh, man. We've almost been streaming for 3 hours. That's why I'm starting to get a little stiff. I've been sitting for a while. Oh, well, it's fine. It is fine. I'm trying to think. What else do we gotta do? I'm gonna try to plan something. I'm gonna revisit the plan for the 12-hour stream, Nathan, because I'll read it to you guys really quick. It's not like a crazy plan or anything. It's in so this is back when Twitch SMP was running. I had it set for Twitch SMP for 2 hours. Then I was gonna take a quick lunch break and then do some mini games for 3 hours. Then we were gonna do guitar for 2 hours. And that would get us through the first half of the stream, I guess. And then we were gonna restart the YouTube stream, do 2 hours of speed running, dinner, do a couple more hours of speed running, and then it would have wrapped up at some point after that. Now that Twitch SMP is off the table entirely, I've got a lot more energy in me for the Forever World, so I wouldn't mind doing more stuff on the Forever World for a 12-hour stream. Like, we could actually do some fishing. We could do the volcano building. By then, we'll probably have the Nether opened, hopefully. Maybe. If at all possible, then we'll actually go to the Nether and do some resource collections with quartz and with the different types of woods, which would be good. But maybe even build a piglin bartering farm. That would be also nice. I don't know. I hate Bedrock because if we want mod support, if we want mod or textures or skin, we need to buy it with Minecoin. Also, Bedrock was bug rock. Yeah, it does suck, especially because, well, on like mobile, like Pocket Edition and Windows 10, you don't actually have to buy all the textures and skins and mods, but like console, for example, you do. Which kind of sucks. I've been trying so hard to not fall asleep. I bet the minute you end stream, I won't be able to sleep anymore. Like hearing about the 12-hour stream that long, I appreciate that. It is planned, kind of. I'm gonna revisit it because I think a lot of things have changed since then. But it'll be a fun time, definitely. Maybe I could rope in a friend to play some games with me for a little bit. I know we talked about Goose Goose Duck at some point. Maybe we could do a Goose Goose Duck. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I don't wanna promise anything. 18-year-old cat. Yeah, crazy, isn't it? Also completely fair on not being able to sleep after that. I know for me, I struggle to fall asleep anytime I actually try. More often than not, I'm falling asleep with my phone in my face, which kind of sucks. I try not to sleep with my phone in bed even. But at the same time, I do find that I need, what do you call it? I do find that I need, to just keep my mind busy so that I don't keep myself awake by thinking. I'm really bad about that. I can think all night long. And I mean, I'll come up with some killer ideas, but when I'm trying to sleep, it's not exactly what I want. There we go. Alright, we're putting away the items, and then we'll be wrapping up stream here. I appreciate you guys for watching. It's been a lot of fun today. And then over here. Up. And then up here. Okay. The stream is more better than 2025 stream. live stream on this month are healing because I don't see more 24/7 Steel and Brain Rot live with goofy girls. Fair enough. Yeah, those streams always bothered me. No effort put into them, and just not good. Not good stuff. What minus are your eye? What? I'm not sure I understand. I'm gonna be honest. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys. Let's find us somebody to go say hello to, shall we? Thanks for stream reg. Suddenly feel more asleep already. Oh no. Oh no, I'm sorry. Bye. Yes. Let's find us some. Dude. Who do I want to say hello to? We said. Let's say hello to them. But although I think they're getting ready to end. Okay. Go away, you first crazy. Hello? Sorry for bad English. No, you're good. You're fine. You know what? It was a good time last time, I think. Let's go say hi to Jay again. Jay Games or something. He's a chill dude. We rated him yesterday. Always a fun time. Hop in the raid. Get some free champ points. Meet a cool streamer along the way. And I shall see you guys again, hopefully, in the next one. We'll be back, probably either fishing if the volcano is done, or if the episode is done by then we'll have the volcano started, and we'll probably start doing some of that. You know, who knows? Who knows what we're gonna get up to? I don't know. We all know I don't know anything. I'll catch you guys next time, though. I appreciate all of you all, genuinely. It's been a lot of fun, and I'll see you in one. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye.